duties. Now we start today's. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tatajam Udiret Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Hare Krishna. Today we continuing chapter 9 of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1st, the passing away of Bhishmadeva. Shloka number 3 to 5. Bhagawan api viprarṣe.
Bhagawan api viprarṣe.
Rathena sadhananjaya.
Rathena sadhananjaya.
Satai virochata nrupaha.
Sataihi virochata drupaha.
Kuvera iva guhyakai.
Kuvera iva guhyakai.
Drustvani patitam bhumau.
Drustvani patitam bhumau.
Divah chutam iva amaram.
Divah achyutam iva amaram.
Pranemuhu Pandava Bhishma.
Pranemuhu
Bhishma.
Pandava Bhishma.
Sa Anugaha Sa Chakrina.
Sa anugaha sa chakrina.
Tatra Brahma Rushaya Sarve.
Tatra brahma rushaya sarve.
Deva Rushaya Cha Sattama.
Deva rushaya cha sattama.
Raja Rushaya Cha Tatra Asan.
Raja rushaya cha tatra asan.
Drashtum Bharata Pungavam.
Drashtum bharata pungavam.
Bhagavan api viprarṣe.
Bhagawan api viprarṣe.
Rathena sadhananjaya.
Rathena sadhananjaya.
Satai virochat nrupaha.
Sataihi virochat drupaha.
Kuvera iva guhyakai.
Kuvera iva guhyakai.
Drustvani patitam bhumau.
Drustvani patitam bhumau.
Divachutam iva amaram.
Diva chutam iva amaram.
Pranemuhu Pandava Bhishmam.
Pranemuhu Pandava Bhishwam.
Sa Anugaha Sa Chakrina.
Sa anugaha sa chakrina.
Tatra Brahma Rishaya Sarve.
Tatra brahma rushaya sarve.
Deva Rishaya Cha Sattama.
Deva rushaya cha sattama.
Raja Rishaya Cha Tatra Asan.
Raja rushaya cha tatra asan.
Drashtum Bharata Pungavam.
Drashtum bharata pungavam.
Bhagavan api viprarṣe. Rathena sadhananjaya. Satai virochat nrupa. Kuvera iva guhyakai. Drustvani patitam bhumau. Divachuta ivam amaram. Pranemuhu Pandava Bhishmam. Sa anuga sa chakrina. Tatra Brahma Rishaya Sarve. Deva Rishaya Cha Sattama. Raja Rishaya Cha Tatra Asan. Drashtum Bharata Pungavam. Please
Bhagavan
read.
api viprarushe rathena sadhananjaya. Sataiva rochata drupaha kuvera iva guhyakai. Drustvani patitam bhumau diva च्यूतम इव अमरम. प्रणेमुः पांडवा भीष्मं स अनुगाः स चक्रिणा. तत्र ब्रह्म ऋषयः सर्वे देव ऋषयः च सप्तमः. राज ऋषयः च तत्रासन् द्रष्टुं भरतपुङ्गवम्.
Sridhar Prabhuji, please read.
Hare Krishna. Bhagawan abhiviprarashe radhena cha sandhananjaya sadhairve rochata nripa guvera iva guhyagai drishtva bhumau divaschitam iva amaram pranemu pandava bhishmam sa anuka saga cakriṇā tatra brahmamārṣe sarve devarṣe satthamam rajarṣe ca tatrasan drishtum varada pungavam. Hare Krishna.
Purna Mataji, please read.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी।
Hare Krishna.
भगवान अपि विप्रर्षे रथेन साधन सह तैवर्य रोचिता नृपः कुबेर इव गुह्यके दृष्ट्वा निपतितं भूमौ देवस्च्युतम् इव अमरं प्रणेमु पाण्डवा भीष्मं स अनुगा सह चक्रेण तत्र ब्रह्म ऋषयः सर्वे देव ऋषयश्च सततं राजऋषयश्च तत्रासन् द्रष्टुं भरतपुङ्गवम्।
Krupamai Sita Mataji. Translation and purport by the Srila Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O sage, amongst the brāhmaṇas, Lord Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, also followed, seated on a chariot with Arjuna. Thus King Yudhishthir appeared very aristocratic like Kuvera, surrounded by his companions, the Guhyakas. Seeing him, Bhishma, lying on the ground like a demigod fallen from the sky, the Pandava king Yudhishthir, along with his younger brothers and Lord Krishna, bowed down before him. Just to see the chief of the descendants of King Bharat, Bhishma, all the great souls in the universe, namely the Rishis amongst the demigods, brāhmaṇas and kings, all situated in the quality of goodness, were assembled there. Purport by the Srila Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Sri Krishna wanted the Pandavas to be present before Bhishmadeva in the most aristocratic order, so that he might be pleased to see them happy at the time of his death. Kuvera is the richest of all the demigods, and herein King Yudhishthir appeared like him, Kuvera. For the procession along with Sri Krishna was quite appropriate to the royalty of King Yudhishthir. The Rishis are those who have attained perfection by spiritual achievement. Such spiritual achievements can be earned by all, whether one is a king or medicant. Bhishmadeva himself was also one of the brāhmaṇas and the chief of the descendants of King Bharat. All rishis are situated in the quality of goodness. All of them assembled there on hearing the news of the great warrior's impending death. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavancha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitancha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhecha Krupa Sindhube Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. We try to understand the shloka number 3 to 5, which points are described here. Those are very most important. Along with the Krishna, all and sages, all were going where the Bhishma Bhagawan is sleeping on the arrows beds, and they are going there. Yudhishthir with his brothers and Krishna board before him, and they're all rishis, devarshis, rajarshis, all are there situated, and all are in quality, good quality and a goodness quality. They were assembled there, and what they describe, what they uh, um, about discuss this at that time, we will try to understand. Prabhuji will tell us in detail. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Dandavat Mataji. So, couple of days ago, just little while ago, we saw the departure of body of Sri Ratanji Tata, and he left behind his body. And what we saw on that day was thousands and lakhs of people, they all gathered to pay their homage to this mortal body which had remained behind. Now, this is Kali-yuga. And as against this, we have Bhishmadeva, who was, as we saw a couple of days ago, Deva-vrata, who because of his vow had become one of the most exalted personalities of his time, and who was also the mainstay of the dynasty. And he was there. And he had not left the body. He was about to leave the body, because finally he had got the benediction that he can leave the body whenever he wants. This is the situation where he is there. Now, this all is being explained by Sūta Gosvāmī ji, and he's telling everything to the brāhmaṇas who have assembled in Naimisharanya. And that assembly, the members, they were all very learned scholars. And so brāhmaṇas are addressed here in this shloka as viprarṣe. Not only brāhmana, they were rishi. Rishi means saintly person. Now in another place, brāhmanas are addressed as dvija-śreṣṭhāḥ, best of the brāhmanas. A brāhmana is already best man, but if he becomes a saintly person, then it becomes still more magnified. Ataḥ pumbhir dvija-śreṣṭhāḥ varṇāśrama-vibhāgaśaḥ. But unfortunately, here in Kali-yuga, the qualification does not matter. What matters is honor for money only. So though people are very much anxious to make classless society without any divisions, but still it is not happening. And exactly for that reason, we have an ideal example of such a classless society, and that is Krishna consciousness society. Because there is no such division. Division means being under the jurisdiction of the three gunas, the three modes of material nature. Otherwise, Brahman, Kṣatriya, Vaisya, Shudra, these divisions are calculated when one is under the control of material nature. But if you become devotee, the material nature has no more any control over anyone. So if someone is looking at creation of a classless society, then it's only Krishna consciousness society which has proven its existence. So that is why the importance of the word viprarṣe is very important. And then we find the word rathena. So this Bhishmadeva, he was lying there on the deathbed of arrows. And everyone was going there, but they were not walking. All of them were going, respectable personalities, by chariots. All respectable personalities, brāhmaṇas and Bhagawan. Bhagawan api. Now here, the author could have used the word Krishna api, because all others' name is mentioned. Yudhishthira's name is mentioned, Dhananjaya, which is Arjuna's name, is mentioned. Others' names are also mentioned. But when it comes to the terms of Krishna, he is mentioned as Bhagawan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, the word Bhaga, it means opulence, all fortune. And the word Bhagya has come from this word. So one who is very fortunate person is called Bhagyavan. So Bhaga means opulence, and Van means one who possesses opulence. So Bhagavan means one who possesses all opulences. And Krishna possesses all the opulences, the six opulences, all strength, all influence, all beauty, all knowledge, all fame, all renunciation, everything complete. So Bhagavan means one who has complete opulence. Purnamidam Purnamadaha Purnata Eva. So we have seen this Ishopanishad shloka. That is Bhagavan. Krishna gave us little knowledge, which is known as Bhagavad Gita. 5,000 years ago, this knowledge was given, but is still going on all over the world, because it is full knowledge, not partial. Everything is complete. That is the reason why so many personalities in the past and present, they have been referring to Bhagavad Gita, reading Bhagavad Gita daily. Hitler used to read Bhagavad Gita. Einstein, Professor Einstein, he used to read Bhagavad Gita daily. Such big men. Many scholars, even Mohammedans, they also read Bhagavad Gita, because this is the manual of life. And who has given this? Again, Krishna. And so, Bhagavan. Now, why Api is mentioned? Because Api means, although he is Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, still he was going to suffer. Now, Bhishmadeva was lying on deathbed with all these arrows piercing through his body. And Pandavas, they were his grandsons. So, of course, they were. It is their duty. But why Krishna should go there? And therefore, it is said, Bhagavana api. In spite of his being the Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he was also going to show respect. Such great personality. How much great he was. Just imagine all the brāhmaṇas, all the sages. So in subsequent shlokas, it is going to be mentioned. Great list of personalities. Where Bhishma was such a great personality. Not ordinary man. So as we started off the discussion, when a big person dies, all selected person of the city, they come to offer their homage. So here Bhishmadeva is not dead, but he is going to die. Because Bhishmadeva would not die unless he desires. Now let me die. Then he would die. Otherwise not. So he was lying down on the deathbed, but he was also expecting to see Krishna at the last stage of his life. Therefore he was so great. And that is the reason why Krishna was also going there. Because Krishna says that whatever my devotee desires, I will fulfill the desires of my devotees. So Krishna cannot be, what I would say, purchased by anyone, caught by anyone. But for a devotee, he can control Krishna to his desires. Because Krishna is purchased by the love of the pure devotee. And here Bhishmadeva was one of the best devotees of Krishna. So question comes, he was a devotee of Krishna. Why did he still fight against Krishna and Pandavas? The answer is, though he was a devotee, though he tried his best to convince Duryodhana to give up some part of the land to the Pandavas to rule, but unfortunately Duryodhana never listened. And Bhishmadev, his vow was to protect the throne of Hastinapur. So protection of throne of Hastinapur means whosoever is at that point of a time the king of Hastinapur or anyone under his instruction. So at that time, Dhritarashtra was the king and Duryodhana was the prince. So he had no choice but to fight on behalf of Duryodhana as per his vow. But in spite of that, look at his position. He has gained so much of respect for his activities that when he was about to leave his body, everyone was gathering and all of them were offering the obeisances. The Pandavas, they offered the obeisances. Excuse me. Now Krishna is supreme and he knows that he is supreme personality of Godhead. But still, because he had taken an incarnation in a human form, he always behaved in a humanly custom. Because by relation, he was younger brother of Yudhishthira Maharaj. That is why he also bowed down before Bhishmadeva on account of his being the younger brother of King Yudhishthira. So Krishna here tries to explain to us the importance of performing our duties as per the custom, as per the religion, as per dharma. So whatever is the customary duty that we need to perform, we should be performing it, even if it is material in nature. Being a devotee does not give us the free license to consider ourselves free from all kinds of duties and necessities, unless, of course, we are fully surrendered to Krishna, in which case we don't have any kind of duty or obligation to anyone. Krishna wanted to show this, and that is why, in spite of his position, he also offered his obeisances and bowed down before the dying Bhishmadeva. Now here we find the reference to the rishis who have accompanied there. So all the great souls in the universe, whether they be rishis, demigods, brāhmaṇas, kings, everyone who was in the quality of goodness had assembled there. Now rishis, the saintly person, are those who have attained perfection by spiritual achievements. And it is mentioned that spiritual achievements is something which anyone can attain, anyone can earn, whether one is a king or a mendicant. So we have to just follow the right practice to reach that level. Bhishmadeva himself was one of the Brahma rishis and chief of the descendants of King Bharat. All rishis are situated in the quality of goodness. All of them assembled there on hearing the news of great warriors impending death. And Krishna had also come because it was one of the desires of Bhishmadeva that he would like to leave the body with Krishna in front of him with he having full concentration on Krishna. Because Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram. Vishnu knew this, that if he was remembering Krishna at the last moment, then he will no longer have to get involved and entangled in the repeated cycles of birth, old age, disease, and death. And so he was expecting Krishna there. And Krishna is bhavagrahi. Krishna understands everyone's art, everyone's desires. And if he finds them to be suitable, he permits and also approves such desires, provided it is appropriate and necessary. Otherwise, though he is present at Paramatma Swarup, he will not give permission for something which is detrimental. So everyone was gathering there. All great souls in the universe. The Devarishis, the brāhmaṇas, the kings, everyone in the quality of goodness had assembled there because they wanted to witness this epic change and most importantly, listen to the instructions of Bhishmadeva to Yudhishthir Maharaj. Because he was one of the wisest person in the whole dynasty. And since he was going to leave the body, he was in the most appropriate position to guide Yudhishthir as well. And that is another significance of this shloka. So to summarize what we see in today's shlokas, practically are two aspects. One, all the great personalities were coming there, and because they were great personalities, they did not walk, but they were going in appropriate chariots, and many of the persons were accompanied Guhyakas. Secondly, everyone bowed down before Bhishmadeva, including Krishna. So this shows the importance of humility and respect both together. Trunadapi sunichena. So this is the second important practical aspect that we learn and need to implement in our life. And third, we see everyone, all great souls in the universe, they had gathered there because everyone was situated in the quality of goodness. So we also need to develop that quality if you want to have association of all the Devarishis, so that we get the actual knowledge of how to go back home, back to Godhead. Because that is something which is easily possible. As Srila Prabhupada says, you just need to chant and be happy. So the more that we chant, the more we listen. The more we listen, the desire to listen anything material goes away. And we start living in pure mode of goodness to satisfy Krishna with all our senses. Hare Krishna.